trunk here.
Yeah. We need to see which one is the best deadwood and also for the front, because here we can build like a multi-trunk with a good part of deadwood here. This is still alive because he has some green. This is a good branch. We need to look.
Find the veins.
Or it could be also the other side.
Yeah.
Because here,
Big one.
you see,
Yeah.
we have more trunks. There are options to evaluate. So defoliate everything and then. All the part of deadwood in the front was completely rotten by the fungi. So we start cleaning and now we can save some of the part, but like that we have a nice hollow part in the center. And now from here we can see all the beautiful trunks.
This tree first we had to clean the deadwood very well. We had to take out all the soft parts. There was a fungus on the tree which ate the wood, so we had to take all of the fungus out, had to take all of this wood out, and then we cleaned some of the wood. The rest of the wood of the ligustum is very hard, so it's easy to preserve it. And yeah, we had to clean all of the hollows. There are a lot of hollow parts, for example on this side and on this side. And we also created some new deadwood to make the tree look more interesting when it colors over the new dead parts. And we also cleaned some of the lines to where the wood was really chunky to make a better transition to the outside. And then we wired all the branches from the bottom up outwards. So a classic strategy from the bottom up, from inside to outside. And we wired all of the branches. Not until the tips, because some of the tips we would like to cut. Yeah, and that was the strategy and was a lot of work.
the lower branches. We only prune from this level the apexes. We do it,
Okay.
and then we prune like this. These are side branches that has extension. We position, and then we let them grow out. And then in June we will prune. Okay, it's important because in this way these branches can thick up, and here we can compact because this is always the stronger part. And the lower branches will get thicker, and this the thickness will come anyway because it's the apical part. When we shape for the first time whips on a deciduous tree, it's very important to create a wavy movement when the branch goes up and down and move also sideways, because along the years when these branches will start thickening up, they will build a nice and natural movement on the primary and secondary branches, and on top of those we can build the volume of fine ramification. This is very important. We don't want to bring them down as a conifer. We want to go slightly up and move them out from the trunk in the different position so they can receive sunlight. And as I said already, we will leave this elongation shooting. We will be careful when the wire will start getting tighter to remove the wire and keep progression on the growth. And only when we get the thickness we want, we will start pruning back. Privet is very generous. You can see this is basically 1 year elongation from very short little stump of green. So we can build up a lot of foliage. Don't do the mistake to shape the tree and prune it, because you're gonna only make the process of structure creation much longer. In this case, we keep all the elongation. We will prune the top because it's always the stronger part. So we're gonna always have energy here, a lot of energy. So these guys are thickening up faster than these. So pruning these, more energy will go in the lower branches, and the process of creating structure will be much faster. Very, very important. After the growing season will start, it will be important to check every couple of weeks in order to don't allow the wire to bite into the branches, because this tree is so strong that for sure before summer we'll need to remove all the wire and let it free grow, and then eventually at the end of summer we can do a full defoliation with another easy rewire. And normally what's happened with my privet, after a couple of good wiring, to really set the primary and secondary structure well. You can only work clip and grow and make the tree maturing and creating more and more finer ramification. Work with a partial and outer canopy defoliation to compact the tree, and also don't lose inner branches, because when the tree gets so full, you can see some picture of some of my old privets. I always do 1 or 2 outer canopy defoliation during the growing season, because it's very important to bring the light into the inner and finer branches of the tree. Otherwise, if they don't have lights, they will start dying off. So I think now for this tree we are pretty well set. Very happy about the work that Fritz did. He spent an entire day working on the deadwood. He spent 4 full days by itself wiring all the branches, but that's very, very important to have the primary structure set. And now the tree can go out, we can let it grow, fertilize, and keep maturing into a beautiful bonsai. Fritz, come here. What we say at the end of the video? Thank you so much for watching. See you at the next.